Good morning, scholars. Happy Thursday. Today is day 169, and we are going to put all of the different measurement types we've learned together to answer questions today. So we're going to be answering questions about the length, the capacity, as well as the weight. Just to review, the length means how long an object is, capacity means how much an object can hold, and then the weight is how heavy an object is. For today, in order to figure out which one of these we are using, these are the steps we're going to use. The first step is to circle the object or whatever it is they're asking us to figure out. We're going to circle that first. After we circle it, we are then going to think about, are we finding the length, the weight, or the capacity? That's important because that tells us which type of measurement we are going to use. Then we're going to stop and think about, okay, if I'm finding the length, which one of those makes the most sense? If I'm finding the capacity, is that liters or kiloliters? And then finally, we are going to choose the answer. You're going to watch me answer a couple of problems, and then you're going to use the same strategy when it is your turn. So it says the length of a sandwich. Looking at my criteria for success, the first thing I'm going to do is circle what they're asking me to find, the sandwich. So if I think about a sandwich, I've seen a sandwich, I know what that is, I know what it looks like. Cool. But what do they want me to find? They want me to find the length. Okay, so length means how long it is. Length can be, if you think about it, it could be a millimeter, it could be a centimeter, it could be a meter, or a kilometer. Millimeter meaning about the size of a sharpened pencil tip, centimeter being your fingernail, meter being a baseball bat, and kilometer being about 5 football fields. If I'm thinking about a sandwich, I know I can't use kilometers. I know I can't use meters. So when I'm looking at my answer choices, I can get rid of kilometers. That doesn't make sense. I can get rid of grams because gram is not something we use to measure the length of something. So I'm left with millimeter or centimeter. If I'm thinking about a sandwich, a millimeter just seems too small. Thinking about trying to measure the length of a sandwich with the size of a sharpened pencil, that's a little too small. Centimeters makes the most sense because I could use my finger and then measure how many of my fingernail lengths that sandwich is. So for number 1, we are going to choose centimeter. Number 2, I'm going to do the same thing. Going to my criteria success, it says the weight of an eraser. What do I do first? Circle the object, eraser. Cool. What am I trying to find about the eraser? Oh, the weight. Weight means how heavy something is. So we find the weight using grams or kilograms. A gram is about a paper clip. A kilogram is about a textbook. So when I look at my choices, millimeter, that's not even an option for weight. Kilogram, milliliter, nope, neither is that, and gram. Okay, so which one of these makes the most sense? An eraser. We all have seen an eraser. We've used many erasers in school this year. An eraser is not that heavy, so I don't think I'm going to use a kilogram because that's pretty heavy. That's the size of a book. So I'm going to choose gram. So my answer for this one would be I'm going to use a gram. The next one, how much can Lake Michigan hold? Lake Michigan. That's what I'm trying to find. And what am I trying to find? How much it can hold? That's capacity. So capacity would be milliliter, liter, or kiloliters. Milliliter would be a spoonful. Liter would be, if you think about, what's the name of that? Gatorade. There we go. Gatorade bottle. And then kiloliter would be like those kiddie pools. So looking at these choices, I'm going to cross out millimeter. Millimeter is not the same as liter. Meter means how long something is. Liter is the capacity. So I'm going to get rid of that. Kiloliter, milliliter, and I'm going to get rid of gram because gram is the weight, how heavy something is. If I'm thinking about Lake Michigan, which is huge, I already know I'm going to get rid of milliliter because I'm not going to think about that in terms of spoonfuls. That's definitely kiloliter. Okay, and then the last one that we're going to do together is the width of a piece of gum. First thing I do is circle what I'm trying to find, which is a piece of gum. And what do they want me to find? It says the width. Width is like it's the length, how long something is, how wide it is, that's its length. So I'm going to find the length. Length is measured in millimeters, centimeters, meters, or kilometers. Looking at my answer choices, I can get rid of milliliter because that's capacity. I can get rid of gram because that is the weight. Think about a piece of gum. A piece of gum is not that long. And if I think about a millimeter, that's the pencil, the sharpened point of a pencil. Or if I think about meter, that's a baseball bat. That's way too big to try to measure a piece of gum. So I'm going to get rid of that. And my answer is millimeter. So for today, you're going to do what I just did, which is to first figure out what we are finding. That's the object. And then deciding, now that I have that object, am I trying to find its weight, its length, or its capacity? You're going to think about which one makes the most sense, crossing out the ones that you know cannot be true. So you're going to go through the next couple of examples on your own until it's time for your exit ticket, where you're going to do the same thing, answer the questions, going through the criteria for success. As always, if you have any questions, please email me, please send me a message on Google Classroom. You can even call or text me. I am here to help you. Today, you are thinking about all three different types of measurement. So that's the length, and we use length, which is millimeters, centimeters, meters, or kilometers. You're thinking about the capacity, which is how much something can hold. That would be milliliters, liters, and kiloliters. And then finally, you are thinking about the weight. Weight would be grams or kilograms. So keep all of those things in your mind. Use the criteria for success to help you. All right, let's hop to it.